Hello everyone. Today the 5 best coffee grinders 2024. Welcome to our product review show channel. We're here to guide you through the overwhelming choices. Our goal is to give you the most accurate information. Get ready for honest and in-depth product reviews that will help you make informed buying decisions. Hit subscribe and never miss a review show. Let's get started. Number 5. Baratza Virtuoso Plus Coffee Grinder. If you're shopping for a large family or small office of caffeine addicts, our top recommendation is the Baratza Virtuoso Plus. It can pump out a consistent grind size and is also kitted out with more industrial-grade components than most of its consumer-level competitors. This means it is more likely to stand the test of time and shake off the abuse of multiple people making multiple cups of coffee daily. It had a long stint as our office grinder, where it consistently churned out 20-plus cups of ground beans per day like a champ. The higher price tag of the Virtuoso Plus may be the main deterrent. Additionally, its grind consistency is slightly less impressive than some less durable models we've tested. However, the grind consistency isn't very far off from that of top performers, and its components are likely to last longer when subjected to heavy use, which should save anyone that grinds lots of coffee money in the long run. A slightly less expensive option from Baratza, the Encore, operates even more cleanly and produces well above average pour-over grinds. So even if it didn't score quite as highly across the board as its more burly relative, we'd still recommend it as an option for high-volume brewing. Number 4. Baratza Set Coffee Grinder. If you're shopping for the best espresso grinder to complement your home espresso machine, the Baratza Set 270 will not disappoint. This grinder excels in regard to grind consistency and dosing accuracy. Baratza designed the Set 270 with macro and micro adjustments so you can get ultra-specific with your grind size. And, even though we found it to be the best espresso grinder in its class, it also produces a grind range great for pour-overs. This is one of our top recommendations for a household of espresso and manual brew enthusiasts. However, you'll have to pay top dollar to enjoy these luxuries. Although, you may find the Set 270 is still worth the investment, especially if you're using it with a home espresso machine to avoid splurging on pricey specialty drinks from the coffee shop. We love its sleek appearance, but take note that the dimensions aren't ideal for under-cabinet scenarios. This coffee grinder is rather tall and may not be compatible with tighter spaces. We also recognize not everyone will have a need for such a high-end specialty brewer's tool at home. Fortunately, you can pick up a first-class grinder like Breville's Smart Grinder Pro at half the cost and still enjoy superior results for most brewing styles. Number 3. Cuisinart Coffee Grinder. The Cuisinart Supreme Grind is an inexpensive burr grinder that earned average scores in all but the cleaning assessment. This grinder will appeal to first-time burr grinder users, as it produces consistent medium to coarse grounds perfect for pour-over and French press extraction. It's not exceptionally loud, meaning it won't drive family or housemates crazy when it gets turned on at 6 in the morning. While the Supreme Grind is reasonably priced and produces consistent coarse grounds, it has some noteworthy shortcomings that potential buyers should understand. First, we don't recommend this for use with an espresso machine because we couldn't get it to produce a consistently fine enough grind to pull a decent shot. It also has some cleaning issues related to static buildup in the bin and the hopper shooting grounds around if the bin isn't seated correctly. Drawbacks aside, this grinder is an excellent and affordable choice for the pour-over and French press crowd. If you want to include espresso as an option for your morning routine but are still shopping on a budget, we would point you toward the well-priced yet highly versatile Bodum Daily Grinder. Number 2. Bodum Bistro Coffee Grinder. Are you seeking to make the best cup of coffee affordably? If so, the Bodum Bistro will be a perfect building block for your morning coffee setup. Although we wouldn't exactly call it cheap, it rivals the grind consistency of our top scorers and costs much less. That means you get nearly as high-quality grounds with a much smaller hit to your bank account. The most significant sacrifices you make with the budget-friendly bistro are things that are peripheral to the quality and consistency of the grind itself. For example, this machine is a bit louder than some of its pricier competitors, has a higher tendency to spill fine grounds, and comes with fewer programmable features. However, none of these slight downsides ruined our morning coffee experience. These modest drawbacks will likely be well worth the cost savings to most coffee drinkers. While we like this Bodum model best for mixed-use grinding on a budget, those who fall exclusively into the pour-over and French press brewing crowds can save even more on their home coffee kits with a Cuisinart Supreme Grind. Number 1. Breville the Smart Grinder. If you're looking for the best possible starting point for your morning brew, we can't recommend the Breville Smart Grinder Pro highly enough. It earned the highest score in our all-important grind consistency metric and was a front-runner in every other metric. It can even grind finely enough to make proper espresso. This model is definitely for you if you're seeking something that offers a clean operation, is easy to use, surprisingly quiet, and produces impressively consistent grinds. Apart from the fact that you have to pay a premium for its top-notch performance, the only downside of the Smart Grinder Pro is that it struggles a bit when grinding on the coarse end. In this range, which is what you want for cold brew and what many want for French press, it tends to create a good number of fines, dust-like grinds, that can cause a muddy and more bitter brew. However, if your preferred brewing method is anything from pour-over to espresso, this machine will treat you to an incredibly consistent, high-quality grind. When your daily brew requires coarser grinds, we think you will appreciate the high-value versatility of the bistro model from Bodum.